Hey, how's it going? So, we have the Magnificent Seven going around, and I want to contribute. And I got to tell you, I have more than seven here, and a lot of these razors have sentimental value to me for some reason or another. And I was telling Anthony Esposito, I says, if there's a fire, I'd run in and I'd grab those razors, man. Anyway, so a lot of the razors I buy need work, and that's just how I choose to do things because um, just like buying a house, buying a car, buying whatever, I think about, well, what can I do to it? What does this thing need? I have got to contribute something to it besides forking over a few bucks. And that's how it is. So it's very rare that I buy a razor with a set of scales that are decent. One of them is going to be this Dorco. This is a 8/8 round tip uh, Dorco. Most people probably seen me shave with this before. It's a very, very nice shaver, and this was my splurge for 2020 or for 2020. So that's that one. This one here was a gift from Joseph. It's a square point. Square point. What the heck was it? Oh yeah, J. Gibbons and Sons. It's a square point. This one here is a full wedge. Shaves phenomenally. He did the tortoise shell on it, and one of the reasons that I like this so well is because the sensei gave it to me, right? And that means a lot. So the next one, this one I've had for a long time. This is my 15/16 double duck square point. This is one that came with crappy scales, and I simply replaced them with these Kieranite. I did make one mistake there. Got different size washers. See if I can. Anyway, so I made it so it's a very unique shape. So I had a good time. This was probably my first project with the Kieranite. This stuff is phenomenal. So that's that one. The next one has original scales. They're pretty lackluster, but they're standard for the razor. That's going to be the square point 6/8 Cape razor. This razor right here will take an edge very easily and keep it for a long time. And that's why I like this razor so much. It's I don't think I'd ever change the scales on it, but for what it is, this is one of my favorites too. All these razors here that I'm showing you are have kind of gone through my mind about selling them, but they're just like selling an old friend. You just can't do it. Just can't do it. This razor here in particular, I've been thinking about selling, but because I don't shave with it that often. So you get all these razors, you shave with them maybe every 6 months, maybe. Wow. But this is a 15/16 fawn razor, original scales. This thing is very beautiful. It's got the square point, and it's a half hollow. And so that is that one. Now here's one I just got done working on. Everyone's probably already seen this. This is my 7/8 Frederick and Reynolds frame back. This one here had actually more things wrong with it than Serge's Greaves razor that I worked on. This one needed everything you can imagine. The scales, the spine was warped. Straighten those out. Everything. So this is something that I'm very proud of. And you know what? This razor, out of all the razors that I have here, this razor, this edge, this metal leaves my face feeling the best. It is just, it's definitely a keeper for sure. So I'll be looking for some more of these if I can refurbish and pass on to someone else. This razor here, I've had from the beginning. I think this is my first straight razor. It's a 7/8 square point Philharmonica. These are my scales. This is my first attempt with wood scales. I would like to remove the pins and repin it with something a little more majestic. But I'm also thinking about putting something a little bit differently for scales on this one here. Let's see how things go. This razor right here I've had for 6 years also. It's a Wade and Butcher. It's a wedge. It's like whiter in the front than it is at the back. And I got this thing for a pretty good price. And it had a big wide edge on it. And I didn't know how to hone a wedge. And I tried it, and I was just contributing to that. And so I stopped. And finally, all these years later, I met Joseph, and he says, "Let me see that razor." And what he did, I didn't know he was going to do this, but he actually reground this razor, and he put his edge on it, and this thing is tits. This thing shaves very, very well. So that's hard to get rid of too. Here's one that Joseph said, "Hey, buy that razor." And so I bought it. It's a 4/8 extra hollow Eskeltuna Plas Tornboom Eskeltuna, and I refurbished the entire thing. I replaced the scales with these bone scales and put on some really nice caps on it. And this razor is a trip because, it's small, but, it is mighty. This thing has an edge. This thing has a great edge. So thanks for Joseph for that. So my last one is the Morlaix. This razor right here, I don't shave with it very often. But this little razor compared to my Philharmonica, you can just see the size difference on it. So it's a very small razor. It's actually a good razor for beginners because it is so small, and you don't have to worry so much about where the other end of the blade is to nip your ear or nip your nose or something like that. This razor has some history too. I've actually gave this to a friend, and he wasn't shaving with it very well, so I traded him a vintage DE razor, and I got it back, and that was like a 2-year process. So anyway, these are my razors. I know there's more than 7, but you know what? Like I said, you just can't get rid of your old friends, and you can't really rate a razor compare. Like, you can't compare the let's see, you can't compare the Dorco with the Eskeltuna as far as edge goes and the shave goes, because they're very differently. They both shave very well, but they shave very, very differently. So it's really hard to compare. Anyway, so that is my magnificent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I got some more in the works going on eBay. The razors I'm putting on eBay right now are going like hotcakes. I have a couple more to put on, probably 6 more. But y'all take care, man. Remember, even if you're just showing off razors, it's still a good day for a shave, man. Later.